Sword Art Online is easily one of the most hated anime ever, and saying that you even enjoyed it can be one of the biggest hot takes and get you so much hate. But let's go back to 2012 when it first aired, because when it first came out, Sword Art Online was the GOAT. It was on top. If you said to your mate, "I'm really enjoying Sword Art Online," you wouldn't be called an uncultured swine. You would be praised for your good taste. But after a while, something changed. People started to see, let's say issues with the story, like this shit. Or Kirito's sister having a crush on him, or the fact somehow no one realized the nerve gear could kill you with a microwave. So if you see things wrong with the story, yeah, of course you do. Is it wrong to call all the story problems out? No, of course not. But why didn't anybody say anything back in 2012? When searching for people talking about how bad Sword Art Online was, I struggled to find anything from when it first aired. Because back then, they were encapsulated by the idea of it. With a click of a button, being transported into a new world. A game with opportunity to be able to fight bosses, get to new floors, and explore a vast unknown world. Back then, it was the coolest thing, and there was no one, not one person to tell me that it was garbage. Why? Because they were silenced by how fucking cool this shit was. Because everyone who had problems with it couldn't speak over the amazement we had for this show. Because everyone was drawn to it, engrossed into it, and then years later, we were like, what the fuck was that shit?
Beater! A beater. Yeah, that's good. I like it.
Timing. Timing was a big reason as to why this anime became so big. You have to understand, anime in 2012 wasn't anything like today. Today, I could look at any season of the year and find heaps of shows I want to watch. But back then, I watched a lot of garbage, because there wasn't anything else. Like, does anyone know what Zetman is? No? No one? Not surprising. Don't get me wrong, there were absolute bangers that came out, but there is just so much more anime coming out now. So everyone was watching each new thing that came out, because who knows, maybe this one will be amazing. Many of them weren't, but it was special searching for the next hit. But Sword Art was different. It wasn't like anything I ever imagined. In 2012, I was just a kid, and gaming had a tight grip on my balls. Every day I would come home from school just itching to play on my Xbox, or for you, it might have been a PlayStation or a PC. Gaming held such a big place in my heart back then. I'd come home and watch Smosh Games and Game Grumps, and Minecraft was still on top. Then Sword Art came out, and my mind opened up to the possibility of being in a game. From the vast sprawling landscapes, the different biomes, giant pillars penetrating the sky for no reason, landscape shots showing the world's scale and enhancing its beauty. There are PK guilds, perishable items, duels, the UI and the sound effects. These are important things that games have, and at the end of the day, if I watch any anime about getting stuck in a game, none of them even come close to making me feel like it's a real RPG. The only one is Sword Art Online. Because these sound effects, this UI, things like this, they are important. It turns the generic fantasy world into a game. These things help make you immersed into this world. Back then, this was the first anime I watched that had the concept of getting stuck in another world or game. This concept wasn't common. There weren't 1,000 different anime with an overpowered protagonist getting transported to another world and easily becoming the strongest. So at the time, Sword Art Online was unique. It had the coolest monsters, some of the best fights, and an awesome premise that if they didn't win, they would die. So up until Kirito beat the game, it was one of the most eye-opening and amazing anime I had ever seen. And man, it was so fucking hype when he beat the game and woke up in real life. And then the hype just took a backpedal and it went downhill. Asuna was still stuck in the game, so what do? They go back into the game. They put on the microwaves that could kill them again. You know, they don't get new ones without the microwave. Nah, that's cool. If you're an idiot, but fine, I get it. They want the show to go on. Oh, what's this? His sister is falling in love with him? Oh, okay, yeah, that's not weird and definitely not making me question if I want to keep watching this show. But hey, if you didn't think this was awesome, you're lying to yourself. Kirito was still that guy, even in Alfheim. Was it as good as the first arc? No, not even close. But was it still enjoyable? Yes, of course it was. It was like drugs for an edgy kid that wanted to be a sick as shit gamer. Or pirate, or ninja. That was the magic of Sword Art. Whenever I watched anime, I always thought, what would I do in that scenario? I inserted myself into the anime I was watching. And Sword Art was perfect for that, because it made me think that if I got stuck in that world, I would be overpowered, and level up faster than anyone else. Because as kids, we were in Aincrad just as much as Kirito was. We created fantasies of being there, and being the strongest like Kirito was. So did his behavior change how we saw the show? No, because when Kirito grabbed his two swords and destroyed a boss, we didn't care about his shitty attitude. Because we wanted to run around destroying monsters in the games that we love, just like Kirito. Again, timing was everything for this anime. Sword Art Online came out before VR was even known. The Kickstarter that really pushed the Oculus Rift into development started a month after Sword Art was airing. So the concept of VR and actually being able to be inside of a game wasn't really on our minds. So Sword Art Online's concept was innovative, and with high quality animation, this anime seemed like it couldn't fail, and it didn't. Sword Art became, and still is, one of the most well-known and popular anime. And it isn't surprising that after Sword Art Online, there were a lot of anime that came out about being stuck in a game or adapting RPG elements, like Log Horizon, Reincarnated as a Slime, or Overlord. Or the 1,000 different isekai that have main characters that are just Kirito clones without any substance, like all of these. But what sets Sword Art Online apart from the rest of these is that the author Kawahara is a gamer through and through. So the plot and the UI and the sound effects and the world and how badass Kirito is resonates with us because it was made by a gamer. Kirito is a loner because that's what Kawahara was like when he played games. So when I and many others watched this, we could see through the bad writing and the plot holes and the weird shit, and we saw a world created by a gamer that we wanted to be a part of, to experience, to become an overpowered solo player that the world knew was great. Is it easy to call SAO trash and call out its awful writing? Yes. But I don't mind taking the hate, because I remember all those years ago when SAO was the greatest anime ever.